Welcome to the Weekly Homicide Report, the weekly program where we talk about all the people that needlessly died at the hands of another person. So let's take a look at this week's graph. Chicago had 15 murders last week and passes the 400 mark, marking its 16th week in a row with double-digit homicides. Philadelphia, doing its best to keep up with Chicago, had 13 homicides. Baltimore had 3 homicides, their lowest total in nearly 5 months. Milwaukee had 3 homicides and sits at 145 on the year. Washington, D.C. had 1, giving them 129 for the year, 11 more than this time last year. And Louisville makes it on as our guest city this week. They've had 106 homicides this year, and the murder rate in Louisville is slightly lower than that of Chicago. There were 13 mass shootings last week, 2 that were mass murders. I covered some of them. Detroit had 2 in one day, which doesn't happen a lot, but Chicago has done it a few times this year. 10 children under the age of 11 and 21 between 12 and 17 were shot and killed. The 10 for the little kids is much higher than normal. It's usually closer to 1 per day. I covered a couple of these in my senseless killings videos. There were 25 reported defensive use of a firearm incidents. I covered a few of them. People are starting to fight back against crime in their neighborhoods. And if you missed the video I did about the vape store clerk stabbing a would-be robber, check that one out. I'll put a link to that one in the description. On to the murder-suicides. Now these are just the ones done with a gun, which the majority are. So far in week 32, we're at 430 for the year, and that's an increase of 12 from last week. And we're currently averaging about 2 per day. And last year, the overall average was closer to 1.5 per day. So that's all I have for you today, but I'll be back next week with the week 33 numbers. Until then, have a great week, and I'll catch you next week. Support this channel and pick yourself up some original crime-related apparel. Look for the link in the description.